Toyota, more than reliable, game changer, bold ideas, global impact, innovation everywhere, industry disruptor, quality worldwide, from loom to legend, always improving, beyond cars, a mindset. Kiichiro Toyoda, inventor, disruptor, power loom, Japan changed, stop, fix, Jidoka, quality built in, loom patent sold, new dream, cars. Kiichiro, his son, leaps in. Japan needs its own cars. 1937, Toyota Motor, challenge, competition, relentless drive, from loom to legend. Toyota's DNA, humble start, global impact. Toyota's philosophy is summed up in one word: Kaizen, continuous improvement. Every employee is empowered to solve problems and seek better ways, making improvement a daily habit. Scarcity after World War II forced Toyota to innovate, leading to the Toyota Production System, or TPS. TPS is built on two pillars: Jidoka, quality at every step, and just in time, producing only what's needed when it's needed. This lean approach slashed waste and set a new global standard for efficiency. The principles of Kaizen and TPS have transformed not just Toyota, but industries worldwide. Toyota's story is proof that a culture of improvement can drive lasting success. Kiichiro Toyoda's leap from looms to cars began with a quest for knowledge, studying Western factories and learning from their strengths and flaws. He set up a small car department where a handful of engineers reverse-engineered foreign vehicles, learning every detail. Japan lacked the resources and infrastructure of Western car makers, so Toyota's team became masters of improvisation and problem-solving. They faced countless setbacks, but each challenge forged a culture of resilience and hands-on learning. Genchi Genbutsu, or going to the source. Kiichiro's vision was clear. Japan needed to master the entire car-making process, not just assemble parts. His leadership built more than cars. It built a team and a spirit of collective effort. In a corner of a loom factory, Toyota's future was forged through grit and ingenuity. These early struggles laid the foundation for a manufacturing revolution. In 1935, Toyota produced its first passenger car, the Model A1, and soon after, its first truck, the G1. The company changed its name from Toyota to Toyota, symbolizing a new identity and a commitment to growth. In 1937, Toyota Motor Company became an independent enterprise. But global events intervened. World War II shifted Toyota's focus to military vehicles, stalling consumer innovation. The war forced Toyota to streamline operations and produce under extreme scarcity, sharpening their efficiency. By war's end, Toyota's factories were devastated, its future uncertain, and its workforce demoralized. The dream of building cars for Japan seemed nearly lost. Survival, not growth, became Toyota's immediate challenge in a country left in ruins. The post-war years were a desperate struggle for Toyota as the Japanese economy was in ruins. By 1949, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. In 1950, a crippling labor dispute brought production to a halt. Kiichiro Toyoda resigned to save the company. A severe austerity program, including mass layoffs, was implemented. From this crisis emerged a new pact: lifetime employment in return for cooperation. The Toyota Motor Sales Company was established, allowing manufacturing to focus on production processes. Just as Toyota began to stabilize, the Korean War created a surge in demand. The United States military placed a massive order with Toyota, injecting much-needed cash. This brought Taiichi Ohno to the forefront, tasked with improving factory efficiency. Ohno looked to American supermarkets for inspiration, envisioning a factory floor that operated on the same principle. IG Toyota studied Ford's Rouge plant, concluding Toyota had to forge its own path. This accelerated the development of the Toyota Production System and the principles of Jidoka and just-in-time. This was the dawn of a new era for Toyota. With factories humming, Toyota looked beyond trucks. The ambition to build a world-class passenger car was reignited. The goal? A car designed by Japanese engineers for Japanese roads. In 1955, the Toyota Crown was unveiled, a symbol of Japan's post-war revival. It featured an independent front suspension, a first for a Japanese mass-produced car, representing a new age of prosperity. The Crown gave Toyota the confidence to consider competing on the world stage. In 1957, the first Crowns were exported to the United States. The failure of the Crown in America was a critical learning moment. The Korean War era was a crucible for Toyota. This period saw the birth of the Toyota Production System, or TPS. Guided by Taiichi Ohno, the system was built upon Jidoka and just-in-time. Jidoka meant any worker could stop the line if they detected an error. Just in time was a direct assault on waste. Jet meant each part would signal its needs using Kanban. Kaizen, or continuous improvement, became the lifeblood of TPS. It was a system born of necessity in post-war Japan. Toyota focused on economies of flow and quality. This system became Toyota's secret weapon, studied and copied globally. While the Crown aimed for domestic comfort, the Land Cruiser would carry the Toyota name to the most remote corners of the globe. Its story begins in 1951, when Toyota was asked to develop a light four-wheel drive utility vehicle. This demonstration of power and durability immediately established the vehicle's credentials. In 1954, the vehicle was officially renamed the Land Cruiser. From the very beginning, the Land Cruiser was engineered with a single-minded focus on quality, durability, and reliability. The Land Cruiser became Toyota's spearhead for global expansion. The Land Cruiser established the brand's core promise to build vehicles that would never let you down. While the Land Cruiser conquered terrain, the Corolla conquered driveways. In the 60s, Japan's economic miracle created a new middle class eager for car ownership. Toyota developed the Corolla, a high-quality, affordable family car. Launched in 1966, the Corolla offered premium features, setting it apart from competitors. It was an instant success in Japan and soon globally. The Corolla became the best-selling car in history, making Toyota a global powerhouse. The early 1970s marked a period of success for Toyota. However, a global crisis was looming. In 1973, the OPEC oil embargo caused a spike in fuel prices. Demand for large, fuel-hungry cars collapsed. Toyota's focus on smaller, efficient vehicles gave it an advantage. The long-term future of the automobile would depend on fuel economy. This prompted a shift in Toyota's research and development priorities. The oil shock was a wake-up call for the entire industry. This crisis set the stage for Toyota's future leadership in environmental technology that would ultimately lead to the development of the world's first mass-produced hybrid vehicle. By the early 1990s, concerns about the environment were growing. Within Toyota, top executives recognized that the company needed to take a proactive stance and launched a top-secret internal project. It was called G21, which stood for Global 21st Century. Its mission was to completely reimagine what a car for the next century should be, with groundbreaking fuel efficiency. This led them to seriously consider a hybrid powertrain, combining a petrol engine with an electric motor. The G21 team faced enormous technical hurdles but persevered with the full backing of Toyota's top leadership. The project's goal was eventually raised to an astonishing 100% improvement in fuel efficiency. This secret project was where the Toyota Prius was born. After years of development, Toyota launched the first-generation Prius in 1997. The name Prius means to go before. It became the world's first mass-produced hybrid vehicle. The public reaction was a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Its purpose was to make a statement that hybrid technology was a viable solution. The global launch of the second-generation Prius in 2003 was the moment the hybrid revolution went mainstream. It became instantly recognizable. It became a cultural icon. It established Toyota as the leader in environmental vehicle technology. It had paid off spectacularly. It set a new benchmark for sustainable innovation. Toyota applies its Kaizen philosophy to reduce the environmental impact of its factories. This approach considers the entire life cycle of its products. Toyota aims for zero environmental impact with its Environmental Challenge 2050. This includes installing solar panels and developing energy-efficient equipment. Water conservation is another critical effort. Toyota invests in water treatment and recycling technologies. Finally, Toyota promotes a circular economy. The company recycles materials from end-of-life vehicles and strives for zero waste to landfill. For Toyota, sustainability is a core business principle. Toyota has always believed that there is no single solution for a sustainable transportation future. Toyota invested in hydrogen fuel cells. A fuel cell vehicle generates electricity by combining hydrogen and oxygen, emitting only water. Toyota sees hydrogen as a potentially ideal future fuel. This vision culminated in the launch of the Toyota Mirai in 2014, the Japanese word for future. The Mirai is one of the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell sedans. Refueling takes 5 minutes, providing a long driving range. A significant obstacle is the lack of refueling infrastructure. Toyota released thousands of fuel cell patents royalty-free, encouraging infrastructure investment for a hydrogen-based society. After a humbling start with the Crown in the late 50s, Toyota studied the American market. The Corolla in the mid-60s was engineered for American driving. The 1973 oil crisis fueled demand for Toyota's fuel-efficient cars. Customers discovered reliability that often outshone domestic models. Export restraints led Toyota to build cars in America. Toyota's success was built on patience and adaptation, winning over American drivers. The American challenge paved the way for Toyota's global expansion. Now, conquering Europe was a whole different ballgame for Toyota. Unlike the United States, which is pretty uniform as a market, Europe is this intricate patchwork of countries, each with its own tastes, driving habits, and deep-seated brand loyalties. Plus, Europe is home to some of the most prestigious car makers in the world. Think Volkswagen, BMW, Renault. European drivers really care about things like handling, sophisticated design, and of course brand heritage. So what worked in the US just wasn't going to cut it here. Toyota understood that to gain traction in Europe, they'd need to rethink their approach, big time. Starting in the 1960s, they dipped their toes into smaller markets like Denmark and Finland, gradually expanding from there. Their reputation for reliability, built by models like the Land Cruiser and Corolla, definitely helped. But to really compete, Toyota saw that it couldn't just sell Japanese cars in Europe. It had to design cars specifically for European drivers. By the late 1990s, Toyota had set up its own European design and engineering centers. This move allowed them to create vehicles like the Yaris, a compact car made for Europe's narrow streets and high fuel prices. The Yaris was a huge hit, even winning European Car of the Year in 2000, proving that Toyota could beat the local brands at their own game. Beyond Europe, Toyota took this same tailored approach to its expansion across Asia, Africa, and South America. The company realized that a customer in Bangkok had totally different needs than someone in Sao Paulo or Nairobi. In Southeast Asia, for example, Toyota developed the IMV platform. That stands for Innovative International Multi-Purpose Vehicle. This clever system let them build different types of vehicles like the Hilux pickup and the Fortuner SUV, all using many of the same core parts. It meant Toyota could offer tough, affordable vehicles that fit local conditions and customer needs, while also keeping costs down. This whole philosophy of thinking globally but acting locally became a real hallmark of Toyota's international growth. The company gave its regional offices real power to make decisions about products, marketing, and sales, so their cars were always relevant to local cultures. That was a big contrast to competitors who often tried to sell the same global car everywhere, with just a few tweaks. Toyota's willingness to listen and adapt was absolutely crucial to its success. It showed a deep respect for customers all over the world and helped the brand build a trusted presence on every continent, turning Toyota into a truly global automotive powerhouse. So, faced with trade tensions and import quotas in the 1980s, especially in the US, Toyota made a strategic move that would reshape its global manufacturing. The company adopted a philosophy of building where you sell. Instead of just shipping cars from Japan, Toyota started investing heavily in building manufacturing plants, known as transplants, right in its key overseas markets. The first big step was a joint venture with General Motors in 1984. This project, called NUMMI, or New United Motor Manufacturing Inc., took over a closed GM plant in Fremont, California. The idea was for Toyota to teach its renowned production system to American workers, while GM would pick up the secrets of small car manufacturing. NUMMI turned out to be a huge success and an eye-opener for both sides. It proved that the Toyota production system, those principles of teamwork, continuous improvement, and a focus on quality, weren't just a Japanese thing. With the right training and management, they could work anywhere in the world. American workers at the NUMMI plant, who had previously struggled with quality and labor issues, soon matched the quality of cars built in Japan. Buoyed by this success, Toyota decided to go solo, opening its first wholly owned American manufacturing plant in Georgetown, Kentucky, in 1988. This plant started building the popular Camry sedan, and really it was a game changer. Setting up these transplant factories brought massive benefits, both for Toyota and the communities where they were built. For Toyota, it meant less exposure to currency swings, lower shipping costs, and the ability to operate as a true local manufacturer, making them less vulnerable to trade disputes. For the host regions, these plants created thousands of good manufacturing jobs, not just inside the factory, but also throughout a growing network of local suppliers. Toyota made a real effort to be a responsible corporate citizen, investing in local communities and forging long-term relationships. These transplant factories weren't just assembly lines, they were full-fledged extensions of the Toyota production system. The company worked hard to bring its culture of Kaizen, continuous improvement, and Jidoka, automation with a human touch, to every new facility. That meant a car built in Kentucky or the UK met the exact same high standards as one built in Toyota City, Japan. This global standardization, while still allowing for local adaptation, was the secret to scaling up production without sacrificing the quality that made Toyota famous. The rise of these transplant factories was a masterstroke in global strategy, allowing Toyota to dig deeper into local markets and truly become a local player on a global stage. By the late 1980s, Toyota had conquered the mainstream car market with its reputation for quality and reliability. The company's leadership had a new ambition: to challenge the long-established German luxury brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW. In 1983, Chairman Eiji Toyoda launched a top-secret project codenamed F1 for Flagship 1. The goal was to surpass them in every way, engineering a brand-new V8 engine that was perfectly balanced and quiet. In 1989, Toyota unveiled its new luxury brand, Lexus, and its first model, the LS400. The car was an immediate critical and commercial success, revolutionizing customer service and setting a new benchmark for luxury. For decades, Toyota had built an almost invincible reputation for quality and reliability. However, in 2009, this image faced its gravest threat: tragic accidents linked to unintended acceleration. The issue quickly escalated into a full-blown media firestorm and a crisis of public confidence. Toyota identified issues with floor mats and a sticky pedal mechanism, leading to massive recalls. The situation culminated in Akio Toyoda testifying before the United States Congress. This crisis revealed that rapid global expansion had diluted its legendary attention to detail. In the aftermath, Toyota overhauled its quality control and safety processes. The crisis ultimately forced Toyota to learn from its mistakes and emerge stronger. Just as Toyota was navigating its way out of the recall crisis, a disaster of an entirely different kind struck. On 11th March 2011, a catastrophic 9.0 magnitude earthquake and subsequent tsunami devastated the Tohoku region of northeastern Japan. The natural disaster was one of the most powerful ever recorded, causing widespread destruction and a tragic loss of life. For Toyota, the impact was immediate and severe. While its own main plants were located further south and largely undamaged, the disaster crippled its intricate supply chain. Hundreds of its key parts suppliers, many of them small and medium-sized businesses located in the affected region, were knocked out of commission, their factories damaged or completely destroyed. The highly efficient just-in-time system, which was the bedrock of Toyota's manufacturing prowess, suddenly became its greatest vulnerability. With no large stockpiles of inventory to fall back on, the disruption to the supply of even minor components brought Toyota's global production to a grinding halt. Within days, assembly lines in Japan, North America, Europe, and beyond fell silent. The company faced an unprecedented challenge: how to rebuild a shattered supply chain and restart production when the entire region was in chaos. The crisis was a real-world stress test of the resilience and adaptability of the Toyota production system, pushing it to its absolute limit. Toyota's response was a remarkable demonstration of its core principles in action. The company immediately dispatched thousands of its own employees, not just to assess damage, but to actively help its suppliers recover. This was Genchi Genbutsu on a massive scale. Toyota engineers and production experts worked side by side with their supplier partners, clearing debris, repairing machinery, and finding creative solutions to get production running again. The company's deep, long-term relationships with its suppliers, built on decades of mutual trust and cooperation, proved to be its most critical asset. This was not just a business transaction, it was a community pulling together to overcome a shared catastrophe. From this crisis, Toyota learned vital new lessons about risk management and supply chain resilience. The company undertook a massive project to map its entire supply network, identifying potential bottlenecks and vulnerabilities deep within the chain. It began to work with suppliers to create more robust business continuity plans and, in some cases, to diversify the production of critical components across multiple locations. The 2011 earthquake was a powerful reminder that efficiency must be balanced with resilience. The experience forced Toyota to evolve its celebrated production system, making it not just lean and efficient, but also more robust and better prepared to withstand the inevitable shocks of an unpredictable world. Our journey through Toyota's history reveals more than just car manufacturing. It's a story of a powerful, enduring philosophy from Kiichiro Toyoda's loom to zero-emissions vehicles. A relentless dedication to continuous improvement, respect for people, and eliminating waste defines the Toyota way. This philosophy has propelled Toyota through growth and transformation. The key lesson is the profound impact of a deeply ingrained culture, empowering employees and fostering teamwork. This culture of Kaizen has been its ultimate competitive advantage. The Toyota story offers a timeless blueprint, sustained excellence through fundamental principles. As we look to the future, the automotive industry stands at the precipice of its most significant transformation since its inception. The rise of electric vehicles, autonomous driving, connected services, and new models of mobility are radically reshaping the landscape. For a legacy automaker like Toyota, these changes present both immense challenges and profound opportunities. The company that mastered the internal combustion engine and pioneered the hybrid must now navigate a future dominated by batteries, software, and artificial intelligence. The question is no longer just about building the most reliable car, but about providing seamless, sustainable, and intelligent mobility solutions for a rapidly changing world. Toyota's vision for this future is anchored in a strategy of diversification and customer choice. The company is not betting on a single technology to win. Instead, it is pursuing a multi-pathway approach, continuing to refine its world-leading hybrid systems, while also investing heavily in battery electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids, and hydrogen fuel cell technology. This reflects a core belief that different customers in different parts of the world will need different solutions to meet their unique needs and to suit local energy infrastructure. Toyota aims to be a department store of powertrain options, offering a suitable, low-emission vehicle for every context, rather than forcing a single solution on the global market. Beyond the vehicles themselves, Toyota is transforming into a true mobility company. Under the leadership of Akio Toyoda, the company is investing in everything from robotics and artificial intelligence to urban development projects like the Woven City. This prototype city of the future, being built at the base of Mount Fuji, will serve as a living laboratory for autonomous vehicles, smart home technology, and new forms of personal mobility, all interconnected in a digital ecosystem. This ambitious project signals Toyota's intent to move beyond manufacturing and to play a central role in designing the entire ecosystem in which people live, work, and move in the 21st century. The road ahead for Toyota is undoubtedly complex and filled with powerful new competitors, from established automakers to agile tech giants. However, the company faces this future armed with the same philosophy that has guided it for nearly a century. The principles of Kaizen, Genshi Genbutsu, and a deep respect for people are as relevant today as they were in Kiichiro Toyoda's workshop. By remaining true to its core values, by continuing to place the customer first, and by embracing the challenge of continuous improvement, Toyota is not just preparing to survive the future of mobility. It is actively working to invent it, ensuring its story of innovation and impact continues for generations to come.